Hey, and welcome back to Concerning Middle Earth, the podcast. I'm Neo,
And I'm Kristina.
and we are gonna talk about this episode, which
Woohoo!
I have. I don't know. I just felt like I knew what was coming. I knew how it was going to be. It was going to be a little
Sure.
slower because they're setting up now for uh, the final episode. The
Final
deep
countdown.
breath before the plunge. Like
Doo-doo-doo.
they set everything
I thought
up.
you were gonna say something about the Balrog.
Oh no,
The deep.
I forgot the Balrog at the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But
Spoilers.
no,
Our
the,
whole podcast
uh,
is spoilers.
the name of the episode is The Eye, and I'm not sure why. No, I don't know.
Wait. How does this
The Eye
episode
of the
start?
Storm.
How does this episode start?
It starts with the Gladriel waking up and gathering.
In the redness.
Yes, and they're
Okay.
gathering.
For a minute I was like,
everybody
wait,
up.
is that episode? Where basically she's traveling with Theo, and then
Yes,
everyone
and
else traveling. Oh, okay.
trying to get out of the Southlands, basically.
Mordor.
But it starts there.
Isn't
It's
it? Oh, it does.
so red and ashy, and
How are they breathing?
yes, I'm sure.
Apparently, in Middle Earth, ash does not affect your breathing.
No, I'm sure it does.
That was sarcasm.
I think they needed more coughing because everybody loves coughing on the show.
Well, they could have had people tie their scarves or whatever
Around the
their
mouths.
faces.
One dude died. We find out one of those.
One of the bros died.
One of the bros died.
One of Isildur's friends.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're all trying to get out, and we do see Isildur, but then he never ends up making it to camp by the end of the episode. So we're like, where is he?
Where? Well, the building collapsed on him.
Did it? I thought he
they were getting the
escaped.
queen out.
Well, whatever. We all know
and
he's
the
going to
building
survive.
collapsed.
He has
Yeah,
to survive.
He can't die. But isn't that the episode where the building collapsed? That's the episode where he's helping the queen get somebody out of a building, and the building collapses on him.
Yeah.
And so they think he's dead. Do we see him alive after that?
I don't remember.
I don't think we do. All we see is his dad being all sad that Isildur's not there.
I can't imagine somebody who's watching this and this is their introduction to Lord of the Rings, and they don't realize which characters
have to make it.
Yeah. And that'd be interesting. Yes. So they're just headed out away from trying to get out of the Southlands, and then it cuts over to the Harfoots.
Yeah.
And they're all they come to the grove where it's
right.
they're like,
and
I could smell
right. Well,
fire, wood
Poppy
fire,
and,
or something, smoke.
Poppy and Nori are behind everyone else.
Yeah, but
so they're all excited, and then it's like,
then, oh nope, it's all burned.
It's all burned. But what happened?
It's a stretch because Sadok was like, I've heard of mountains throwing fire or or whatever, spitting fire, which is that's a long
maybe.
Well, I guess I don't know exactly
where
they are. Shoot,
Yeah.
I meant to look something up because he talks about Greenwood the Great, and I can't remember where that is in Middle Earth. I know I've heard it before.
So they come to the grove, and it's all burnt and dying, and then the stranger tries to revive a tree and ends up breaking the tree, and
The branch
everybody's
falls
afraid of him.
Always.
He thinks he's stupid.
Yeah.
All because this little kid ran out. And
I think that's Nora's brother.
Oh, yeah. I see. This is the thing that I don't think that the show has done a very good job establishing is her mom and her brother, because they rarely I didn't even know she had a brother until they go to right in there, I don't remember which episode it even was, but it was quite a ways, I feel like, into the story, and then we're like, oh wait, who's that kid? Oh, that's her brother? And the only reason you know that is because he's in their little hut, sleeping. And Greenwood the Great.
Greenwood the Great is Mirkwood.
Oh, interesting.
Where the Wood Elves would be, and Thranduil Wait, yeah, Thranduil and Legolas.
Yeah.
Interesting, because he sends them off towards there, but that's also close to Dol Guldur. Is near Mirkwood.
Interesting.
So there's a lot of
plot
potential there. I mean, they know what they're doing. Obviously, they've done the research. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
They can't quite see the boy.
The boy. Here comes the boy. Hello, boy. Welcome. You will know that if you were on
he
TikTok.
is biting me. Anyways.
He's a mean boy.
So yes, they send the stranger off, and then of course, wait, did you ever say that? And then everything gets healthy, and there's apples.
Oh, yeah, everything becomes healthy, and they find apples, and
finally
everything worked.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have sent him off.
Yeah, so then Nori wants to go after him.
And yeah.
But they refuse at first.
Well, they I believe before that they are those three creepy.
The creepy characters.
Yeah. They
white
run
trio.
Yeah, they run into them and are like, he went off some other direction. And then yes, Nori and Poppy are gonna go after him, and so Sadok and
Nori's mom. I don't know her name.
Was it her?
Yeah,
I thought it was
Nori's mom. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Anyways, 4 hobbits set off on a journey.
Huh? That sounds familiar. Where have we seen that before?
Yes, to get the stranger back.
He's just sliding slowly off your lap.
Okay, I gotta check my notes.
Dumbest cat, I swear.
Then to dwarves.
Back to the Future.
Where Elrond tries to make a deal with what's the dwarf king's name?
Durin the second.
Durin.
It's like, I don't know. It's like Durin the first and the second and the third and the fifth and the whatever. So I don't know
Durin
which
the
number
fourth
of Durin.
Is the prince.
Okay, so he's Durin the third.
So it must be, yeah.
Sorry, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a bug that will not leave me
him.
alone, and it's really annoying. Anyway, so Durin the third.
Yes, he tries to. Elrond tries to give him a deal, like, we'll trade you all this stuff, all these goods for Mithril, and of course the king denies.
We'll give you all these goons.
Goods.
Oh wow! Like goons.
For
Let me give you some guards for Mithril. Yeah. We need more comfortable chairs.
Yeah, I know. For the Mithril, and King is stubborn, so but then Elrond's gonna leave, but he literally just goes and sits outside the gates, I think. And then Durin and his wife and Disa gives him some advice. Yeah. And then he's just and then
Disa gives Durin some advice.
Disa gives Durin.
Yeah.
Yes, she gives him.
Don't listen to your dad. He's old and stupid.
Yes, Disa gives Durin advice, and Durin's like, "Great, fine," and he decides he yells for Elrond, and they go and dig in secret for Mithril.
Yeah.
Which is where they. Oh no, because he has that little bit of Mithril, and he slides across the table and makes the leaf come back to life.
Yes. And that's what convinces Durin to finally talk to his dad, right?
No, he does not talk to his dad. He just goes and digs in secret. I believe. I can't quite remember.
I thought the leaf came back to life, and he saw it, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna talk to my dad." And then he talks to his dad, and his dad says no, and Disa's like, "Dude, don't listen to him. It's gonna be your kingdom someday."
He does talk to him. I think maybe after Elrond leaves. Anyways, whatever.
I don't know.
More of them traveling. I think Muriel and Isildur. I can never think of his name. Elendil. Elendil and Muriel, and he doesn't even realize that she's blind. They reveal it later on.
Yeah.
But there's dialogue there. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, it is kind of a slow episode. I didn't think about it. It didn't feel like a slow episode, but
I thought it did. I was afraid it was going to be like that.
Yeah. So then Galadriel and Theo are traveling, right? Yes. And they're trying to get through, and they're talking about all this stuff, and some orcs come along and almost catch them.
Yeah, and they hide.
Very much like the scene in Lord of the Rings where the hobbits are hiding from the Black Rider.
Yeah, they're totally hiding there. And
Under
you can see
a log.
the orcs. It also reminded me
sniff, sniff, sniff.
of Sam and Frodo in Mordor.
Yeah.
Where they're hiding on the side of the road, and the
There's
orcs
a lot
are
of hiding
marching
on the
past.
Side of the road.
Yeah.
These books.
You gotta hide.
These books, these shows, these whatever.
Well, from the books and the show and the movies.
The main method of hiding is go under a log.
That is where they reveal Galadriel's like, I had a husband.
Oh yeah, I am so curious. Because he
Celeborn.
he asks if she's ever lost anyone, and she says yes, my brother and my husband, Celeborn. And it's like what? Celeborn's not dead.
Well, are they completely rewriting things or what? Because
Freya.
Yeah, obviously, that she's supposed to marry him later, and so I am really curious.
Well, and she tells a story that the last time she saw him was at the battle or something, and then she never saw him again. So
maybe
she
he's not dead.
Well, obviously he's not dead. They can't kill him. He shows up in the trilogies.
I know. Just I'm
be a weird
what are they
choice.
doing? Why are they saying he's dead?
What would the purpose be? Unless he went to Valinor and then came back.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But yeah, that was the most shocking thing.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out what their
maybe her husband in the trilogy is Celeborn number 2. Just kidding.
Maybe he comes back. Maybe she's like, oh, it's Celeborn, and then actually it's Sauron in disguise.
But again, what happened to Celeborn?
And then the real Celeborn shows up.
Yeah.
And then you have that classic scene
sure.
Which one's the real one?
Gotta answer a riddle.
They keep teasing, oh, will be revealed in this final episode. I go, boy, you better be careful. You're setting people up. You better not disappoint.
They better at least reveal who Sauron is, because I will be mad if they do not.
Real Sauron is, I think so. Yeah, because we better know who the stranger is. We better know who Sauron is. If they're not one and the same.
At least, if the stranger's not Sauron, I hope we figure out who the stranger is.
I want to know who
I'm a little more curious about that at the moment.
I want Sauron to come in on one of those black beasts that flies.
Yeah. What are those called? Black beasts that fly.
The Nazgul ride. Fell beast. I don't remember. I don't know what they're called.
Don't know.
Oh, I know. I made a note just that I like how even the dialogue, they're still very Tolkien-esque in their dialogue. They don't there's the sayings for things one cannot live on seawater or
right.
There's some other lines
they use very specific phrasing that sounds like Tolkien, even if it's not.
It's not like. I can't even think. My brain is so fried.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It is something that stood out. It was it is very nice dialogue.
What was the quote you said sounded like something that would have come from the books? Do you remember?
I don't know. Maybe the quote that Bronwyn tells Theo about the shadows and the light. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was pretty good. But I think that feels like they took a line from the books and kind of rejiggered it. It's a word.
I don't like that word. Sounds weird.
Jiggered.
So while they're traveling, the queen. What is the queen's name?
Muriel.
Oh, Muriel.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Muriel asks when the fog is going to lift, and Elendil's like, it's already lifted. And then, he very quietly ascertains that she is blind.
Yeah.
She doesn't want anybody to know right away. I don't know why, because later she shows up with a blindfold, so it's like.
Right. I'm not sure I understand the blindfold thing. But there is some important dialogue there. Muriel and Elendil, because Elendil has a breakdown at some point because he has to sail with the queen, and he doesn't have a son with him, which he knew. That was the cost of coming to war and letting his son come with him.
Once again, though, also, doesn't Sauron go to
Numenor, yes, at
and
some
that's
point.
how Numenor falls.
Yes.
So, if the stranger, unless they're gonna change it, if the stranger is Sauron, he's got to go with them.
At some point.
So he's got to
yeah,
find them, which
they
would be interesting.
they left one ship behind for any survivors that it may end up showing up.
Sure.
But yeah, the queen and the queen swears that she will return, and Galadriel's like, the elves will be ready because things are gonna get crazier.
But as an aside,
things are gonna get worse.
we had been waiting to see if Bronwyn and Arondir survived, because they didn't ever really show whether they did or not. And that was something that I was like, oh, is one or both of them gonna die? I've been wondering that the whole season.
No, but they both show up in the end.
Well, yeah. So they go. Galadriel and Theo get to the camp, and Theo's looking through the sick tent.
Oh yeah.
And he sees this body that's covered, and all you can see is the curly hair, and he's about to like go uncover it, and then his mom says something behind him, and they both show up. I was like, oh, I kept wondering if they would pull that card, because a lot of shows like to do that. Like, oh, the death of one of your favorite characters. We were just talking about that with Stranger Things.
I guess it makes sense to create characters that aren't from the books, because then you can have that. You can have people invested in, are they going to live? Are they going to die? What's going to happen to them? So I like the characters they've created more or less so far. Yeah. My back really hurts.
Oh, and this is this episode. Also, in the very beginning, they have Adar, and they're chanting. They call him.
Oh, it's at the very end.
Oh, it's at the end. Okay.
The very end. Yes, the very end. They're like.
They call him Orcfather.
King of the, or like something Lord of the Southlands or something like that. They call him King of the Southlands.
He's like, that is no longer the name of this place.
Yeah, I know, and he doesn't say it, but then you get the little title up there. It's like the Southlands, and it turns to Mordor, and the internet flipped out over it. And like, this is so cheesy. Like, what do you want them to do? And that's a pathetic thing. Like, you're upset that they had that said the Southlands, and then it transformed into Mordor.
I feel like they didn't really need to do that. It wasn't necessary. We all know, but
it's necessary for newbies.
Sure.
For new viewers.
But I mean, but even so, like, as you watch the show, you would figure it out, or they would say so in another episode. So it wasn't necessary. But I don't mind it.
I think it would have been better if he
had said Mordor.
He had given some reason why and said Mordor, and then it just said Mordor up on top instead of being like the Southlands transform into Mordor.
I think it would have been better if he would have just said Southlands is a place that no longer exists. This is now Mordor, or had a line about how it's Mordor now.
Right.
No,
like,
not
what
the
does
Southlands,
Mordor mean? That's what I want to know.
There's a lot of doors.
I hate those memes or those whatever. Anyways.
Mordor means orc land. I don't know what it means, but yeah.
I'm sure.
I didn't mind it. I didn't really care.
I thought of
I think it would have been better if they had given him a line about it rather than the text on the screen.
Something else that was interesting, thinking about
Why are you so perky?
Their whole plan with digging the channel for the lake to drain into the mountain to make it explode.
Oh, right.
Which is like, there's literally a lake in Mordor that's all dried up. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
They drained it, basically.
Right.
I don't know. Just an interesting thought. The more I think about the show, the King of Khazad-dûm finds that leaf.
Khazad-dûm.
Finds that leaf, and he's looking at where they're digging, and he tosses it through the little hole, and it falls down.
As soon as it goes, you know what's gonna happen.
When they show the Balrog, that's pretty much the whole episode. It was slow, so there's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. The finale's coming, and that's gonna be a big one, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Maybe I'll have more to say about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't had a lot to say in many of these episodes, but mostly just I'm tired, so I don't talk as much as you.
Check us out, YouTube or iTunes, concerning Middle Earth. Yeah.
If you want to find me online, I am with Love Kristina on YouTube, and all of my socials are always linked in the description of my videos, so you can look me up.
Until next time, the road goes ever on. Peace.